Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently in a situation here where we are needing to deploy, and I just wanted to go into the command center here and see if there's anything particularly good to run. This isn't amazing, if I'm honest, but we want something probably somewhat simple. We've got 2 mechs out right now, and we can replace one of those, but not the other. Operation Huge Jaguar is an interesting one. Heavily armed, huh? Interesting. I think we'll give this a go, maybe, although the salvage isn't good, and I do want something simpler. Is this a recovery mission? Yeah, I think since we're down a mech, we should probably be a little bit cautious and do something a little bit simpler. Something along the lines of this should do nicely. So we'll get this done. We shouldn't have any problem with this whatsoever. Hopefully we can just in and out real quick and get a quick payment and then take the financial report and get our other mechs online. That's kind of the goal here. So we'll see how possible that is. It should hopefully be quite possible. I'm also noticing that my new graphics driver that I installed yesterday is messing with my high dynamic range on my monitor. Unfortunately, that is not really something that I can fix right now, but it shouldn't affect the recording. It should just be on my end, so I don't even know why I'm talking about it, in all honesty. I'm looking at the recording here. It doesn't look like it's affected in the slightest. So we need to retrieve the scientist and escape. Commander, we perform a substantial amount of scientific research here on Terra. Local government forces have been sabotaging our research stations, stretching our defenses thin. We've just learned that their ultimate target is a key scientist in our weapons development program. They've launched an assault that we believe is intended to capture her. We need you to reach the facility where she's stationed and extract her to safety. Okay. Well, let's do this then. Ooh, that's very bright to me, but not so much in the video. That's exciting, to be sure. Okay, so where is the designated area? Oh, this is just too bright. Hang on, I gotta make an adjustment here. I can't look at this. It isn't going to work. Let me go into the NVIDIA control panel here. I think. Yeah, I gotta turn this down a bit. Oh boy, exciting stuff. That is for G-Sync, which is not what I'm interested in at all. I apologize for this. I was not intending for this to be what would be happening. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that's better. It's not amazing, but it'll do the trick. So we'll just deploy over here for now, and we're just gonna head up the road. We're expecting there to be additional enemy units over here, and indeed there are. What are you? Okay, so we're definitely seeing at least 2 enemy lances.
This feels like a breeding ground for disease.
I was hoping that this would be a little bit quicker than this, but we'll see. No hits there, sure. Okay, let's go ahead and reserve. And reserve again. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to move up with this Centurion, I think. Or are we going to reserve? We're going to reserve, actually. Let's let them move. I do want to know what this guy up here is. We've got a lot of mechs. There's no doubt about that one. The land air mech moves up.
What's the flank?
Interesting. How many evasive pips did this guy get? 5. Okay, that's quite a number.
Hey.
Well, let's move in with the 1G. I would love to get into the rear arc here. I don't really care too much for this angle, especially with this hit odds. So I think instead we're just going to move up to here and not melee attack. Although maybe we move in a little closer. We have to melee if we're going to get in here. The odds are really low on this. We will be in cover, and we will be front arc facing the enemy. So I think we'll roll this, but the odds are really bad. Yep, I didn't expect that we'd hit that.
Figures.
Okay. I'm not shocked by this at all. So our ally is going to move. The harasser is going to position there and just not do anything. Okay, that's a swordsman. Not doing a whole lot. Attacking the hunchback, but we did get our brace, which I'm actually surprised by.
Commander.
I expected because we missed that would not be the case, but I definitely want to drop an arrow 4 on this chameleon. I think we do fire it indirect.
All weapons are go.
That was a bad shot. We're not shocked by this, but it is unfortunate. We're going to move up with our ghost to this position. We are in cover, and we're going to hit the Phoenix Hawk land air mech in its side arc.
Take this.
Okay, we're not going to hit the land air mech in its side arc. However, that's a pretty powerful AMS they've got going on there. That was a solid hit there. I like that. Okay, that's like a light PPC. Not that threatening. And the striker moves up. Doesn't do any damage. Sure. So yeah, they've definitely got a support lance here. There's no doubt about that. We're going to move up with our Hunchy here. This is our Gauss Hunchy, and we're going to position it here.
I'll do what I can.
Looking at hit odds, we're probably going to be best off attacking out over here, right? 28.7. Yeah. Technically, these are our best hit odds.
Aye, aye. Engaging target.
We didn't hit with very much there, and we're not shocked by this, in all honesty.
Wait until
So the
order.
Centurion is going to close in over here. We've got that LBX AC-10, which should have decent hit odds over here. The ATM doesn't have the greatest of hit odds. We'll get a couple hits in there anyway. So what is the ally going to do? Oh hey, there's a new version of RogueTech available. Perfect. It's just been localization fixes, so nothing too major. We're going to move up over here and go once again for the land air mech, I think. Our hit odds are, again, pretty bad.
I'm on it.
We got a couple hits in there. Maybe only the one. The Veagle is a good option for attacking the land air mech, though. And I'm going to position it here, I think. We're not going to fire the bolt-on rockets. We're not going to fire the ERPPC, I think, for heat purposes. Actually, our heat is fine. We're going to give this a go, but I am going to fire the tag first.
I'll make them step.
Okay. Not the greatest, if I'm honest. Where's that land air mech gonna go? I don't know. It's the commando that moves first. Goes for the Hunchy. Does a little...
I'm hit.
Pilot is bleeding out because of a collapsed lung. 5 activations remaining. Well, that's new, for sure. Do we have to eject the pilot in that time or something? I don't know. That's really unfortunate if that's the case. So we're going to come in here and roll another kick on this Phoenix Hawk. We're probably going to miss it.
For physical attack. I missed.
Okay, a little bit of damage there. We did trigger the AMS, so that's nice. The Chameleon moves over, does not attack. I'm definitely confused on the bleeding out
I'm okay
mechanic.
for now.
If that timer goes down, is the pilot just straight up dead? Because if so, then that means that we're going to be going through a lot of head components. Because those all get completely destroyed when we eject the pilot. So we can see here, this pilot has a collapsed lung and has a penalty to guts. Pilot is bleeding out, 5 activations remaining. So, is the pilot just going to be incapacitated after that time? Or are they going to be dead? Or it's pretty unclear, actually, what's going to happen. I think we're going to let it go through for science. and just see what ends up happening.
Heading out.
If we end up losing Buckshot to that random SRM hit, that's going to be sad, but not the end of the world. So we'll just for science it so that we know how that mechanic works.
Roger.
Okay. I was hoping for a lucky Gauss shot there. No such luck. So the Ghost is going to move in over here, and we are not going to fire the lasers given these hit odds. Gonna roll up a kick. We did miss. We're not shocked by this.
Negative damage. Repeat. Negative damage.
Okay, so the Phoenix Hawk's AMS is done.
Ready for order.
That's great. We're gonna move the Veagle up over here.
Coordinates.
And let's
received.
check hit odds on these. It's okay. That's better. Yep, we're going to go for the Phoenix over here.
Target acquired.
Okay, reasonable chunks. I like it. Phase 15, the Gladiator moves up. That's the guy with the light PPC. Okay, the Hunchback is unsteady, but it didn't have any evasive anyway. Let's step forward with our Blackjack, and they're spaced out now. I wouldn't necessarily mind doing some armor shred on the Gladiator. That said, our hit odds are probably going to be far better on the Chameleon. 3 energy weapons and a missile weapon on that Gladiator. Okay. The Phoenix it is.
I copy.
That was a really nice hit, actually. The Phoenix already moved. The Swordsman closes in a little bit. Fires on the Ghost. Does not hit. Sure. The Striker moves up, goes for that Phoenix. That is a good call to go for that Phoenix. I like that a lot. Phase 14, that is going to be the Landair mech. And that's okay. It backs off,
They're getting the angle on me.
goes for the rear arc on the Ghost. Okay, that's a pretty bold position to take, but
Slight damage. Hold
whatever.
firm.
If that's what it wants to do, that's what it wants to do. How many evasive? 4. Okay, the Harasser moves in, goes for the rear arc on the Phoenix Hawk. It does stray shot our Centurion, which makes me a little sad.
What are your
But
orders?
that Centurion can immediately walk in behind their Phoenix Hawk. And we're going to roll up another kick. How many of these can we possibly miss in a row? A lot is the answer. And that's the obvious answer, to be clear.
Got shit. That should.
I'm not going to claim that that should have hit. However, that was a very, very solid hit there that actually caused... Was that a pilot ejection? I'm not actually sure what happened there. Maybe a pilot incapacitation?
Right here.
I don't know. Regardless, our Hunchback with the wounded pilot is going to make its way up here.
I'll try.
And we are... I would love to go for that Phoenix. And that is our best hit odds. So we'll go for this.
Here we go.
Didn't hit, but that's okay. So we, of course, only have so many activations remaining on this pilot, and we're just going to see what happens if the pilot dies from bleeding out and we have to eject in the future, or if the pilot just gets incapacitated and can be recovered after the mission. The tooltip is very unclear on how this works. So we shall find out. Checking hit odds here, 60.5. Okay, we are definitely going for this Phoenix. That is one dead Phoenix. Fantastic. So that's half of the support lance gone. And there's... I only see another full lance here. Are there enemies that we don't see?
Waiting for orders.
Maybe. We're going to move up with our Ghost here to this position.
Quick,
And 31.5... The Chameleon is actually our best target here. I don't necessarily like the Chameleon as a target, but it is our best bet.
Taking the shot.
2 damage. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Hunchback is going to step forward over here. We're going to continue hoping for lucky Gauss hits. 47%. We're better off on the swordsman. Okay.
Let her rip.
That was a good Gauss hit there. I like it. Phase 15, our striker friend moves up, goes for the commando, does a whole lot of nothing. Excellent. The gladiator closes in on the ghost. Misses mostly, and doesn't do too much. Perfect.
Barely hit, Commander.
Okay, so we're going to move in with our blackjack here.
Moving
And
out.
our blackjack is absolutely going to go for... What would our indirect odds be? 16, 7, and 31. We're going to go for a direct fire on this swordsman. Do we fire the ER large? No.
Firing on target.
Solid. I like it. Okay, at this point, this Centurion is going to come forward as much as it can, which is here.
I'm rolling.
We can't sprint it. And we're just going to fire what we can on this swordsman.
Fun time.
That's quite a bit of internal damage there. The Harasser moves up, doesn't attack this round.
Commander.
The Veagle, however, can absolutely position
On my way.
here and continue to go for that swordsman. That was solid. And that's a knockdown on the swordsman. I like it. So let's see where that swordsman decides to go next.
Standing
The
by.
hunchback with the wounded pilot is going to be moved up. Yes, I'm aware that we have limited activations remaining. We technically may be able to finish this before the end of that, but we'll see. Let's take a look here. Okay, it is the swordsman that is our best bet. That was a hit. Excellent. The Cloudbuster moves up, also goes for the swordsman. I believe it hit the gladiator, though. That's more hits on the swordsman there. And the swordsman will now get up. It is very, very injured. And it's going to move forward here. And go for the hunchback with the wounded pilot. Okay, that's fine.
It's go time.
Okay, so this Centurion is going to sprint forward as far as it can. We're going to check our hit odds here. 46%. Okay, we're going to go for that swordsman. We're looking for the kill here. We didn't quite get it, but that's okay.
Inflicted some nasty on that some bitch.
Indeed. Phase 20. That's going to be the commando. It goes for the Hunchy with the wounded pilot, which is still, for now, okay. I'm interested in this Centurion moving in and engaging the commando. So we're going to position here, and we're going to hit this guy with the LBX.
Target locked.
That was really good, actually.
That hit some.
Nice leg destruction. I like it. Perfect. So, Phase 18, they have two movers. That will be the Gladiator and the Chameleon. We'll see what the Chameleon does here. Oh, we destroyed the local government support lance. Sure. I don't remember doing that, but okay.
Damage minimal.
Excellent. So we're going to move up with our Blackjack.
On my way.
And honestly, armor strip on the Gladiator sounds great to me. Do it.
Firing full complement on enemy.
That was solid. We'll take that. That does some internal damage to the swordsman, and that does mean that our next move is our Veagle, which will sprint in to close in as much as possible and check hit odds. The Gladiator is the way to go here. We're going to try to shred some more armor off. That was solid. Excellent.
I'm here.
The Ghost is going to move up to this position here. And did we end up killing the commando? I think we ended up killing the commando. Exciting. In terms of hit odds, I think that our best bet is the Gladiator, and I am going to fire the SRMs here. That's a knockdown on the Gladiator. Perfect. That'll reserve him back to Phase 1 next round. So that Gladiator is, in my opinion, very, very dead. So we're going to have our Hunchback close in a bit here, and the Hunchback is going to look for the kill on the Gladiator.
Firing.
We didn't quite get it, unfortunately, but it was pretty close.
Yes, Commander.
The Centurion is going to move up to this position here,
Roger that.
and we should probably just go for the Gladiator, yeah? Yeah.
Affirm.
Okay, we did crit the engine heat sink there,
Crit.
and an ejection. Perfect. Okay, that Chameleon is now also unsteady. However, the Swordsman gets to move now, and is no longer unsteady. It goes for the Hunchback with the wounded pilot. Honestly, I'm not sure we're going to be able to see that collapsed lung effect at this point. We're very close to ending this.
Commander?
So we're going to move up with this Centurion to this position, check our hit odds. Obviously, we are going to go for the Chameleon. Straight into that weak arc.
Roger.
Wow, I didn't actually expect an ammo explosion kill there.
That's a kill.
Sure, we'll take that.
Standing
The
by.
Ghost is going to close in here, and is going to look for a kill on the Swordsman. We're going to not fire the lasers.
Roger.
Okay, that's not quite a kill yet,
Reporting critical hit. Keep an
but it's
eye
very
on
close.
to go.
We're going to move up with the Blackjack, and the Blackjack is going to drop another arrow 4 on this guy.
Roger.
Okay.
Reporting critical hit. I'm
So
on
at
the
this point, this
LRM.
Centurion closes into here,
I'm there.
and we finish this Swordsman off. Excellent. So we can see when their pilots are bleeding out too. That's a little bit odd, if you ask me.
Command.
But okay. So at this point, we're going to need to recover the area.
Full speed.
Right
And we're going to utilize this Hunchy for that. Actually, no, we're going to need to use this Centurion. But we'll sprint over towards there. I didn't realize this ridge was here. Actually, we can maybe come in over here. We'll have to see. How long do we have on our Hunchback? We have 1 activation remaining. Okay, so we are, I think, going to definitely see what happens here. If the pilot dies, then that's a lesson learned. If the pilot doesn't die, then that's also a lesson learned. We just have to for science this, since the tooltip is very non-helpful. Okay. So this is the 1 activation
Commander.
remaining, presumably. I do want to potentially utilize the Veagle. Can we get up there? Ooh, I think that's not quite in position.
You got it.
Okay.
Got it. Roger.
Yeah, we can't quite get in there before the bleed
Think
out.
so.
So let's see how this goes.
All right.
We're going to see what happens here.
Standing by.
Eject now or die.
Yes, Commander.
We're going to not move that, and we're going to do this. Okay, we do actually have to eject this. Okay,
Right
that's
here.
good to know. Do we have anything in this head that we care about? No. We've got a flak FCS? No, I don't care about that. I'm not seeing an eject option here. Why can't we eject? Huh. Well, let's move everybody else.
Copy that, Commander.
Maybe it'll happen on the start of next turn, which would be the end. We can't eject this. The button is grayed out.
Mech Warrior. Killed in action.
Okay, so it happens on the activation. Good to know.
Acknowledged.
But the eject button was grayed out, and I don't know why.
Received.
So now we know how the system works, at least.
The asset has been secured.
Okay.
It is ready for retrieval.
So let's get out of here. Lesson learned. Yeah, the mech warrior died. I don't know why we couldn't eject. I was going to eject the pilot, but the button just wouldn't work. So, I don't know. I do not know. Well, let's get out of here. And Buckshot was killed in action, apparently. That's a very odd system, if you ask me. Like, I get the point. The gray out of the eject button was weird to me. Do we want any of these parts? Probably not. Let's just take the gladiator bits, and then we can get ourselves a gladiator if we decide to have one. I don't even know what the hard points are on it. I suppose we could ready the gladiator and then get it, decide in the next episode. We're going to need to hire a new mech warrior anyway, so that is okay. Well, lesson learned on that. It may be that you just simply cannot do ejections on the last turn, but it said eject now or die, but the eject button was grayed out, so I don't know what was going on with that one. That was definitely very, very strange. Yup, Buckshot died. That was somewhat expected. Okay. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to get ourselves a new pilot, and we're going to ready that new mech. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.